And now with more on the political arena, please welcome Dr. Martin Sherman, the founder and executive director of the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies. So Likud has decided to cancel the primaries for the list. Why was this move so important to Netanyahu?
Which move? Cancelling the primaries?
Yes, cancelling the primaries.
I think it would throw the party into disarray. It would cause chaos. It's a very short timeline, especially as I understand there has to be now primaries for the head of the party. I'm not quite sure that the party apparatus could stand the strain of all this in such a short period of time.
So do you think that it really has anything to do, because Netanyahu has stated that really the intent here is that we're going to focus on forming a unity government until third elections are officially called. Do you think that that's maybe just more posturing?
I don't know. I'm very skeptical about blue and white and their motivations. I think blue and white's sole motivation and its only cohesive element is not to let Netanyahu in. I think if Netanyahu offered them the moon, they would probably still be very reluctant to take it. It's interesting to just today, a few hours ago, I understand that Yair Lapid has relinquished his demand for rotation with guns, which could probably push things forward. Although, as I say, I'm a blue and white skeptic, and I'm not sure that this will make much difference in the long run.
You don't think that would make blue and white more attractive?
Perhaps. Although I think that blue and white is such a hybrid organization with no real cohesion other than getting rid of Netanyahu. But the prospect of Lapid being prime minister, I think, might have deterred a few voters. So it may be the question where they'll come from. They may just weaken other natural partners that blue and white needs for a coalition.
Now, in the event of third elections, my first question, obviously, is just if we're actually going to see any progress in the next 48 hours. But in the event that there are third elections, what will change? I mean...
Good question.
The polls show very little shifting.
For all its advantages, democracy has one big detriment. You can never blame the dictator. And so what you're finding here, basically, is an electorate that's behaving almost irrationally, because in the last elections, they rewarded the culprit. They rewarded Lieberman for precipitating the additional elections, when he basically reneged on what everyone saw as his pre-electoral pledges to help establish a right-wing coalition. Mm-hmm. And in the elections following that, he doubled his strength, which I find extremely difficult to understand. As I say, the person who precipitated the elections was actually rewarded by the electorate, and you can't blame a dictator for that. So I find the behaviour of the Israeli electorate rather difficult to decipher in this case.
Dr. Sherman is basically,
he's flabbergasted.
He's basically telling the Israeli public to get there together.
I'm sure. That's what I'm saying. If the Israeli public, if this reflects the preferences of the Israeli public, that's what they do. And
then your question is, come on, get it together. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Sherman.